Your Chihuahua is either really small or kind of big, and somewhere along the way, somebody made you feel like that was a problem. Maybe a stranger said yours was too skinny. Maybe someone online told you a 7-pound Chihuahua is not a real Chihuahua. Or maybe you just lie awake wondering if the tiny one is going to be okay. So today we are giving you the real answers. Why is your Chihuahua so small or so big? And what is actually normal? Because here's the truth. Chihuahua size covers a huge range. Most of it is written in their genes, and there's exactly one size sign that even some vets get wrong. I will show you that one before the end. Here's the part that surprises almost everyone. The official Chihuahua breed standard, the one written by the American Kennel Club, gives exactly one number for size. A Chihuahua should not weigh more than 6 pounds. That's it. There is no minimum weight. There is no height rule. And there is no such thing as a teacup, a micro, or a mini Chihuahua anywhere in that standard. Those words were invented to sell puppies, not to describe a breed. So when someone tells you your Chihuahua is too small or too big to be real, remember what the actual rulebook says. One ceiling, 6 pounds, and a whole lot of room underneath it. A 3-pound Chihuahua and a 6-pound Chihuahua are both, by the book, completely normal Chihuahuas. Your dog is not broken. Your dog is a Chihuahua being a Chihuahua. And here is something that should take the pressure right off. There is no single perfect number on the scale. A healthy weight is not about hitting some magic figure. It is about your dog's body. A lean 3-pound Chihuahua and a lean 8-pound Chihuahua can both be exactly where they are supposed to be. Plenty of much-loved pet Chihuahuas weigh more than 6 pounds and live long, happy, healthy lives. The show ring cares about that number. Your dog's body does not. And a lot of this worry starts online. You see a Chihuahua on your feed that looks nothing like yours, and suddenly you are wondering if something went wrong. But you are seeing one dog on one day from one angle. You are not seeing their vet records. Comparing your dog to a stranger's photo is not a fair fight, and it's not a real measurement. The only Chihuahua yours needs to match is a healthy version of themselves. Okay, so why do some Chihuahuas end up so tiny? 3 reasons. The first is simply genetics. If the parents were small, the puppy is likely to be small. Size is mostly inherited the same way it is in people. You did not do anything to cause it, and you cannot really change it. It is also why one litter can produce a tiny puppy and a chunky one at the same time. Same parent, same home, completely different sizes. Nobody did anything wrong. That is just genetics shuffling the deck. The second is being the runt of the litter. Runt just means the smallest one in the group. It is not a diagnosis. Plenty of runts grow into perfectly healthy adults who just happen to stay on the smaller side. The third reason is probably the most important and most heartbreaking. Some of the smallest Chihuahuas were bred that way on purpose and sold using words like teacup. Extra small is not extra healthy. A dog bred to be as tiny as possible can be more fragile, not less. So if your Chihuahua is very small, that is not a badge, and it is not a flaw. It just means you take a little extra care. But here is the difference that actually matters. There is a big gap between a Chihuahua who is simply petite and a Chihuahua who is struggling. A petite dog is bright, playful, eating well, and growing along their own little curve. And that dog is just small, and small is fine. The one to keep an eye on is a dog who is not gaining, not eating, or seems weak and floppy. That is not about size anymore. That is a reason to call your vet. And speaking of extra care, very small Chihuahuas, especially young puppies, can be more prone to low blood sugar, which drops fast and can turn into an emergency. I made a whole video on how to spot it and stop it, and I will point you to it at the end because every small dog owner should know the signs. Now let us flip it. Why is your Chihuahua so big? Same first answer. Genetics. Bigger parents tend to make bigger puppies. If your Chihuahua came in over that 6-pound mark, the most common reason is simply that they were built that way. The second reason is heritage. A lot of dogs sold as Chihuahuas are actually mixes, and mixed dogs can land anywhere on the size chart. This is not bad news. Mixed dogs are often wonderfully healthy. It just explains the numbers. My own dog Keto looks like a textbook Chihuahua, and a DNA test showed he is only 68% Chihuahua. If you have ever wondered what your dog really is, I will show you how to find out in a minute. But here is the big one, and I mean that literally. The most common reason a Chihuahua looks too big is not their frame. It is weight they are carrying. On a dog this small, even 1 extra pound is a lot. And this one sneaks up on people. Your Chihuahua was a lean little rocket as a puppy, and then somewhere around 2 or 3 years old, the walks got shorter, the treats kept coming, and one day they just look rounder. Getting spayed or neutered can lower how many calories they burn too. So if your dog got bigger as they got older, you are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. The good news is that this is the one size factor you actually control. You cannot change your dog's bones, but you can absolutely help them reach a healthy weight, and it makes a real difference to how long and how comfortably they live. Quick test. Look down at your Chihuahua from above. You want to see a little waist behind the ribs. Run your hands along their sides. You should be able to feel the ribs without pressing hard, like the back of your hand. If there is no waist and no ribs, your dog is not big boned. Your dog is carrying a few extra treats, and your vet can help you build a simple plan. And one quick myth while we are here: you cannot feed a Chihuahua into a bigger dog, and you should never try. Piling on extra food does not build a bigger frame. It just builds a heavier dog. If anything, most Chihuahuas are being fed a little too much, because those tiny bodies need far less food than we think. I actually built a free feeding calculator to take the guesswork out of it, and I will leave it in the description. And before you panic about the number on the scale, let me introduce you to Cali. Cali is about 7 pounds. By the show ring standard, she is over the limit. She is also the healthiest, happiest, most attached dog in our whole house. Over the standard does not mean unhealthy. The 6-pound rule is a show ring rule for the ring. It is not a health law for your living room. A slightly bigger, lean, active Chihuahua is doing just fine. Now, the thing I promised at the start, the one size related sign that even some vets get wrong. If you have a very small Chihuahua, run your fingers gently over the top of their head. You might feel a soft spot, a little gap in the skull, almost like the soft spot on a human baby. It is called a molera. And for years, people were told it was a scary sign of brain problems. Here's the truth. The molera is so normal in Chihuahuas that it is actually written into the official breed standard. The standard describes the apple dome skull with or without molera. Most Chihuahuas with one live long, completely healthy lives, and modern evidence says a soft spot by itself does not mean your dog is sick. So what do you actually do? 2 simple things. You protect the head, so use pet stairs instead of big jumps and be gentle up top. And you learn the handful of signs that are worth a vet visit. Things like a suddenly swollen soft spot, bulging eyes, seizures, or a dog who suddenly seems off. If you ever see those, that is your cue to call your vet. Not because a soft spot is scary, but because knowing the difference is what a great Chihuahua parent does. So let us bring it home. Your Chihuahua is small or big, and now you know the real reasons why. Mostly genes, sometimes heritage, sometimes a few extra treats, almost never something you did wrong. Normal is a wide range, and your dog almost certainly fits inside it. So if you have been carrying a little guilt about your dog's size, you can set it down right now. You did not break your Chihuahua by loving them. Whether yours is a 2-pound pocket dog or a sturdy 10-pound tank, they do not know their number, and they do not care. They just know you. And to them, you are the whole world. Loving the dog in front of you, at whatever size they came in, is the thing that matters most. Now, remember that low blood sugar I mentioned earlier. It can come on fast, so every small dog owner should know the warning signs. I made a whole video walking you through exactly what to watch for, and it is on the screen now. And if you are still wondering what your dog actually is under all that personality, the DNA video will answer that too. I will see you in the next one.